How to practice proper expression in a variation. First, we have to understand, we have to learn who is this character first. That's just basic. Let's say if you're going to do a variation from Giselle, we have to know who she is first, right? We have to know she's a village girl. She's about probably 16 years old. And according to the story, she has a heart condition. And she's naive and innocent and loving. And she was in love. Those words itself, this few sentences defined who she is. So if you're going to do, for example, a variation from the first act, when she wants to dance for Albert, you have to isolate yourself, put yourself in that time capsule immediately. So when you come out onto the stage, it has to be not you, it has to be Giselle in love, wants to dance for Albert right away. How to create that? Practice, always practice. So we learn who she is. For example, you can be Odette in Swan Lake. Then, second step, that's not it. Second step, how is Giselle to you? How you become Giselle? So we have to immerse ourselves. We have to imagine who we are. We, yourself, innocent, full of love, in love with a young man. Read the novels, watch the movies to see that time period, how people interact with each other. This is not some time that nowadays you're texting. No, this is purely use your eyes, your body language, perhaps a traditional way of between man and woman interact to each other. She did not go over there and give him a hug. She says, "Can I dance for you?" This itself needs to be displayed in your body. How to practice that? Very complicated. You have to practice this. In the beginning, I always believe this is very true. Do it when nobody's watching first. So you take away the shyness, take away of insecurity, take away how would I be, people would be laughing at me, take all that out of the situation. Practice that alone. That's what mirror is for. Every single angle, every single epaulement, every single smile, study it. This is something you can't expect yourself do it naturally. Because you are not Giselle. Giselle is only belong to that character. But how do we become Giselle? Needs to study, needs practice. It needs constant coaching by your teacher to see whether your expression is appropriate or not. Is it your expression, is it part of Giselle? Or right before the turn, you become you because you worry about the turn. You cannot be in and out of the character. So this practice is as important as you practice a balance, a piqué arabesque, or a turn. So my recommendation, my experience tells us that there shouldn't be a transformation. Let's say let me do the technique part first, and then I add Giselle on top of it. The technique part of it is coaching part. It has to happen in a technique class. We're individually, specifically solving that issue, the step over turn, the hop on point. All that stuff needs to be done separately. Having that done out of the way, you have that. You're confident that you have those techniques. Then we have to add the artistic, the Giselle on top of the steps. And to see how Giselle would have done that step over turns. How she is going to do the last little manège. How she is going to look Albert in a shy and loving way. So, again, technique first, right? So you're not going to look Albert at the same time, worry about what's going to happen after. You have to have a technique as a foundation. Then we have to think how Giselle is going to do those techniques. And then having combined these two things together, then you have a successful version of you dancing Giselle. Everything has to have come from the heart. Giselle is not on stage to entertain the audience. No. Giselle is on stage dancing for Albert in a loving, caring, and shy way. So I encourage you to think this formula. Technique, artistry. Then we put these two together. Takes time, but you will get there.